I've been in internet business for 20 years, but today let's talk about real estate. Zweispace is a real estate token on Bitcoin. Japan is an earthquake country. Experts estimate 100% chance that the big earthquake is going to hit Tokyo, and that will be 1.4 quadrillion impact. That's about $14 trillion, about 14 times of Amazon market cap, and the impact is disastrous. A friend of mine who's sitting on the board of the biggest construction company, whose father used to be a Minister of Science and Technology, knew about this, a big problem of Japan, and talked about me. So I thought maybe I should come up with some solutions. Status quo, US West Coast real estate is already insured, and Japan is not. And there's a possible opportunity market annual revenue like this size. And then I went to the biggest university in Tokyo and zapped reading books 3 hours, and I came back to the office and spent 3 hours come up with this idea and then patented last year. Height detector sensing the shake of the building, and then we distribute that in many locations in Tokyo, and then analyze with deep learning. I'll show you some demo. Okay, this is AI Architect app that we made 2 years ago. When given learned, shoot from the smartphones, within 20 seconds, AI will come up with the most profitable apartment structure. The right is the rental, the left is the inside of the computer, and the descriptions of the property. The next app is Earthquake Impact Assessment app. The right side is the map of the Tokyo, and the 13% is possibility of magnitude 6 plus or more hitting within 30 years. The 3.2 million yen is the probably maximum loss of the buildings. The engineers usually assess the PML for the large building, but this is our proprietary data for small buildings. This is earthquake detector. They're used for missiles and artificial satellite. And this is unique underground simulations of the earthquake. This is kind of first in the industry. Japanese government has a detector in the ground level, on the ground level. But that's not precise enough, so we have to simulate the situation underground and then reflect the shake into the ground level. And the adjusted ground level shake will shake the building above it. Like that, the left side is the physical detected motions, and the middle is the simulated motions. And we compare the differences and identify the crack of the buildings by using the deep learning. And then after we accumulate the cracking statistics, we can design the structurally safe buildings before we actually start to build. And we insert the crack data and the historical shake data into the blockchain. That's also patented, and we use the multi-sig keys to protect from the tenants to worry about, so that only the owner and the realtor can see it, and the new owner will succeed the data. And then that will solve the double solved problem. Right now, many countries in the world talking about experimenting real estate title data to be stored in the blockchain. But actually, that doesn't solve anything. That doesn't, it's kind of like marketing. But this way, because the blockchain will contain a lot more data than the paperwork the lawyer does, so that it could be a platform for the real estate transaction actually happen. Not just that we prepared a rental portal site. We acquire #1 in Japan now, monthly, and the rental property data will be hashed and then will be stored in our private blockchain. This is a title certificate, and we call it Register Knight, because real estate means king's land in Spanish, maybe. And I thought rather than storing a king, knight is for the night when the king is asleep, and the knight's usually not just one guy, but they're distributed to support the king. So I thought I name it Register Knight. This is another idea, not just putting a sensor of shaking. We put the camera so that we can record the incident and store that into the blockchain. So Amazon delivery guy came with the groceries. Rather than store that outside, they deliver into the refrigerator by opening the door, but the camera record the incident and they prove that they didn't do anything bad. I think that's better than having your refrigerator outside. For the AI apps, we work with the biggest construction companies and equipment companies. And for the IoT sensors in the building, we work with auto manufacturers, the global class, and the construction companies, one of the biggest in the world, and the internet companies. We are going to connect the IoT devices into this dashboard connected to the building. This is our web wallet of our app. Our app token is utility token, and then can be consumed in our ecosystem of real estate of these apps. And now we are in talks to find the global partners in Canada, Australia, Asia, Europe, and USA. Last week, we announced that we're going to insert not just into our private chain. For the public chains, we picked the BSV chain. And our real estate portal site that I show you contains about 1 million property data already, and pictures over 1 terabyte. So this is actually really big data. And also announced a possible tokenization platform on the Bitcoin SB. We have wallet apps, so we could do it by ourselves, but to avoid our autonomy, we need some public chains to offer us the credit. So the surplus of the coin, which is Japanese yen, will be stored in the bank account, and part of that will be converted to the real estate. And the real estate usually generate 5% or more income, and then that surplus will be stored in the bank account. So that user, if they don't consume the coins on our platform, they can expect that the amount of money stored in the bank will keep increasing, like 5% a year. So the key here is who's going to lend, who's going to buy, who's going to select the real estate. So I picked the CRO, Chief Real Estate Officer, and he has been running real estate book for the last 3 years, about IRR of 2,000%. So he's very good at, probably the best in Tokyo, and I expect that when we have more than $1 trillion value of assets, he can easily manage 5% or more. So that's our real estate platform, and Zweispace is a real estate app token, and will be tokenized on Bitcoin SB. Thank you.